All right, lesson number 22. This is percents and ratios. We're actually going to start off with ratios and then move on to percents. I've got three problems. I guess three types of problems I want you to understand. So the first one's right here. This is A. Second one right here is B. And the third one is C right here. Okay, so let's go back up to the first one and see if we can do it. Let me focus in on it. All right, first one says, if there are 10 pens and 20 pencils, what is the ratio of pens to pencils? Okay, ratio is basically a fraction. And so here's your fraction. And when they say what is the ratio of pens to pencils, the one that they list first is in the numerator, and the one that lists second is in the denominator. So I need pens over pencils. So I have 10 pens to 20 pencils. And so reduce, and that becomes 1 to 2. So pens to pencils. So for every 1 pen I have, I get 2 pencils. For every 2 pencils I have, I get 1 pen. The next one is pencils to pens. Now notice, pencils is written first now, not second, and pens is written second, not first. So these are totally flip-flopped. Don't let that freak you out. All we're looking for is pencils on top. So we had 20 pencils and 10 pens. And that becomes 2 over 1. 2 pencils to 2 pens. There's the first one. Okay, the next question looks like this. It's asking, what is 30% of 50? Okay, when I ask a question like this, it's simply a multiplication problem. We're going to multiply 30% times 50. Now, at first glance, it might be like this, 30% times 50. But here's the issue. We really can't multiply a percent that's written as a percent. I have to actually convert this to a decimal. To convert it to a decimal, I'm going to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So it's 0.3 times 50. So 0.3 times 50, plug that into my calculator. My batteries are low. Let's see if I can find a different calculator. So 0.3 times 50, and there it is. The answer would be 15. Here's the next one, 50% of 10. Again, move the decimal 2 places to the left. So it's 0.5 times 10. 0.5 times 10 is 5. So 50% of 10 is 5. And there'll be some simple questions like that on the next number of lessons. All right, the next one has to do with calculating your test score. So for example, if you got 20 questions correct on a test that had 30 total questions, what is your percent? And they want you to round your answer to the nearest percent. All right, to be able to figure out test scores, it's always the number of correct divided by the total, and then you take that times 100. So how many questions did we get correct? Well, we got 20 questions correct. So we'll say 20 over a total number of 30, and we're going to multiply by 100. So let's try that out. Ready? So I'll do it on my calculator so you can see it. So 20 divided by 30 is 0.66 repeating, and then multiply that times 100. And if I run around to the nearest percent, that means I want to round to this 6 right there. So this one rounds that up. So that's 67%. There's lesson number 22. Good luck.